So I made a mistake about a week ago, and it's a mistake that we all are guilty of making. And I hated the fact that I had to catch myself making this mistake, but I was really glad that I did. I caught it, I acknowledged it, I changed it for a better outcome, and honest to God, the result blew my mind. And so you're probably thinking, like, what is this mistake? Like, what happened? What did you do? How did you change it? And what is this result that that you were blown away by? Well, the result is what is actually the miracle, and it's the miracle of what happens when you change your thought process. So about a week ago, I'm mowing the lawn, and I had just got done doing a full day's work. And I want to get the lawn done when it's kind of nice out, kind of like it is right now, so I don't have to do it in the dead heat of the summer on the weekend. And I'm mowing the lawn, but I also knew that when I was done mowing the lawn, I had to take the dogs for a walk. We got two crazy dogs. My wife can't handle them on her own. My stepdaughter can't handle both of them on their own, and it's just something that I can do. But normally, they would come with me, and we kind of do that walk together. But I'm thinking to myself, I was like, they're inside, my stepdaughter and my wife, and they're watching TV, and I'm like, man, why can't one of them just help me out? Why can't both of them just take the dogs for a walk for me, so I don't have to have the burden of that responsibility? Like, I'm already tired. I'm doing the front and back lawn. I got to do some laundry when I'm done too. And I do this to myself. I like to get things done, before I can sit down and actually relax. That's something I'm working on. But it is just kind of like I like checking boxes. Anyway, so I'm starting to get these thoughts and I'm starting to get frustrated. And I'm like, why can't they just do that? But then I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm looking at the negative right now. Like, I heard on a podcast the other day, and I feel terrible that I can't remember which one I heard it, but it was amazing. And this person said, your problem that you currently have could be somebody else's dream. And it really made me think, and I'm like, I'm getting frustrated that I'm sitting here mowing my lawn when there's people out there wishing that they had a lawn to mow, that they had a house, that they had a yard, and I'm getting frustrated thinking, man, I got to take my dogs for a walk when I'm done, when there are people out there that are probably wishing that they had dogs to take for a walk, like that they had, that kind of companionship, and they have the ability to take their best friend out and get their steps in and get some exercise and enjoy being outside. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm complaining about that. I'm getting frustrated about that. I'm like, no, like that's not okay. Like, you should be grateful for the things that you are currently doing right now that somebody wishes they could be doing. And you're probably thinking, well, people wish they could mow the lawn. There was a time when I was in the military and I was looking for, I was like, man, it would be a blessing to have a house, to have a yard I could take care of. And my mom brought this to my attention because I told her their story, and she's like, there was a time when you told me when you were in the military, I just couldn't wait to get home and actually have dogs and be able to take them for a walk. And it's so true. Like, your current problem, your current frustration, that you are letting yourself, like, it's getting the best of you, is somebody else's dream, something that they wish they could have, and you take it for granted. So I reverse that. I started thinking, I'm like, no, like, I'm blessed to be able to mow my lawn. I'm so thankful that I get to walk my dogs when I'm done and spend time with them, and enjoy, going for a walk and maybe meeting new people on the way and just seeing the dogs being happy and doing their thing. Like, that's a blessing to me. And immediately I didn't feel frustrated anymore. Immediately I just started feeling grateful. And I promise you, this happened not 2 minutes later. My wife comes out the back door, and I hear her trying to say something to me. So I turn off the lawnmower, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take Sandy for a walk for you." Never asked, never mentioned anything. But just 2 minutes later, after I changed my thought process, she came out and said that. And at the same time, I'm thinking, like, man, I was looking forward to taking dogs for a walk. But it was that blessing. It was the blessing of the frustration I was having just a few minutes prior to that, changing my thought process, coming from a place of gratitude instead, and being thankful for the things that I have. And that one instance made everything completely change. And just having my wife come out and say that to me, like, and she didn't have to, and she's been dealing with shoulder injuries from walking the dogs. I didn't want to have to do that. It was just so nice to see that happen. And it was just a great reminder that, you know, just changing our thought process and coming from a place of being thankful and grateful for what we currently have and not looking at it as a burden, but, you know, just a miracle that we have this ability to, you know, experience the things that we experience in this life, and just, you know, look around, and the little things we take for granted, we should just be overly thankful for and grateful for, because somebody else doesn't have it. Even the most minor thing, me being able to do this video on my phone, you know, being outside at the park on a beautiful evening, is something I'm so grateful for. And learning all this, being able to capture my negative thoughts and change them to something that's positive, is something I'm truly grateful for. To have that type of awareness, and that's what I want to share with you guys. To have that type of awareness, to have that type of mentality where you can listen to that inner voice and catch it going into the negative and capture it, acknowledge it, and change it and turn it into something positive. And once you do that, I promise positive outcomes are going to happen. Because if you're always thinking about the negative, you're just going to get the negative. But if you can take that negative, turn it into something that you can have gratitude toward, and turn it into something positive, that'll be reflected back to you, right? Just like the Bible says, so a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Think positive, think with gratitude, and everything is going to be just fine. I hope this video helps you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.